Today, baby doll, we're going to speak about curses and lifting the curse. Earlier, I lit the Saint Rita candle. Now, Saint Rita is the patron saint of impossible cases. Very true. Impossible cases, impossible causes. Basically, you pray to her when you need a miracle. Not just any miracle. You're like, I need miracle times miracle times miracle. I need a minus 99% altcoin down type of miracle to recover up, please. That's exactly what we're going to speak about today. So I'm dedicating this video for you because, friends, I got confidence will come back. It's fine. But I just want to show you the HEX curse that was bestowed upon the community from a lot of overly arrogant, overly confident, top signal, posturing, bad karma stuff. Okay, now, you see, a lot of altcoins are down. A lot of altcoins are down. But the PulseChain community has taken an extra beating. A very powerful beating. Let's explain. Let's continue. So, at the very, very top of HEX, friends, there was a Coffin dance video made called the Furu's Eulogy. And you have to know this chart. You have to know this because I don't want you to make these same mistakes in the next cycle. Top. Now, don't worry if you're in the PulseChain community because what happened here is not going to happen again. Even if I tell it to happen again, it won't happen again. It just won't. It's a cycle 2 community. People have the memories and the scars of their portfolio numbers from the past. It doesn't happen again. It can't happen again. There is a lesson to learn, though. You will have friends and family. You will be in coins. You will eventually spread out to other things that are also moving. And you have to be careful. Because when you least expect it, your guard will drop. And you will see people do some terrible things in the last 90 days of the bull market. So they'll sell stuff that didn't go up that much. Like, oh, this thing only went up 5x, whereas everything else is up 10x. But then there's this magical coin that's up 50x. What they end up doing is, so they don't look at those numbers because that implies 50x is expensive, right? What they end up doing is they see the 50x winner and they say, oh, that's hot, that's trending, there's plenty more to go, there's plenty more to go. So what they do is they'll sell that 5x thing, the slow one, to rotate into that 50x one. Now, when people say this, friends, and I'm gonna let's play some Cranky G music just to like. We're playing some Cranky G music, all right? So when people talk about this, they will always follow it up with, this is all mainstream influencers or just anybody in general. They will say, hey, as soon as you go buy that coin that's up 50 and you sell that one that's up 5, the 51 will drop 50% instantly on your face, and that 5 one will start to pump. They'll always say that, and they're usually talking from a perspective of their own bags, and they are holding older coins on average. What I'm going to tell you, though, is yeah, that does happen, but don't rely on it, because that type of thinking will trap you. You will then assume that your slow coin is going to go up that 50 amount. No. That could be the end of its move. We saw this in 2021. XRP in its euphoria, all right, when measured to Doge, Doge did a 12x in the final 50 days. XRP only did 2. XRP touches plus 100%, back down 50%. There you go. So if you were like, even like selling your XRP to go into Doge or Doge into XRP, it doesn't matter. After that point, you lose 90% anyway. The cycle's done. Okay, so you can't have this perspective of, oh, these things are all taking turns in different cases. You can't just rely on that. What's actually the best approach is you see it like a game and it's random. There's chaos and there's randomness, friends. And it's basically the global liquidity index goes up and down, up and down. Okay, when we have this 4-year cycle global liquidity index pushing up, it's the future's set in stone. We can't actually change that much. We can do our best with a fluffy microphone. We can do our best and try hunt for key information, asymmetry, you know, active community, all the key competitive edges I talked to you about. You can try to influence it. You can't do much. You just have to accept, all right, this is where the cookie is going to crumble. The cookie is going to crumble. The dice is going to roll. The numbers are going to land, and that's it. And people who fight that they will always be basically chasing their tail, always, because they'll think that they have to jump more and more and more into the game, and they take on more leverage and get destroyed. Now, today, friends, remember I lit this candle here, this Saint Rita candle, and it's for the PulseChain community. So I have the Saint Rita candle here, still burning very brightly. It's nice and warm in my hand. Curses are going to be lifted. A lot of people ask me, right, why Richard Heart, HEX, and PulseChain prices are still suffering worse than other ecosystems today. Well, friends, the answer is because of its bad karma curses, which were bestowed upon us from that 2021 Coffin Dance video, okay? And yes, I don't want to go through the whole video, but you can see it right here. Those are screenshots here, and these are just some other screenshots. So you have, it's basically every person who ever said anything bad about HEX, it is going through. Oh, wow. Here is Blockchain Boy.
I've been seeing a ton of comments.
Wow. So there's Mason. As you can see, friends, see there's coffin dancers dancing on the coffins, dancing on the coffins. You can just see a lot of these. A lot of the community actually shows up to do this. This top signal stuff, right? This is classic top signal stuff, okay? So I've helped you open your eyes. Classic top signal stuff here. And look, if you go back to 2021, I remember hearing about what these people were saying, because I've gone through some of the threads and the posts and people talking about it from the past. And the general gist was this. They'll say, no, we're not a top signal because they did it to us first. They wanted us to all get scammed at the start. You see, that was their perspective. But this is not how the world works. So remember, the arrow is where the top signal actually appears, right? So they're basically saying down here, you're all down, and then it started rallying up, and here we go. But yeah, but at that point, you win, all right? Yeah, at that point, at that top, you've won. And I understand where they're coming from now, because they're like, man, they wanted us all to go to zero. They wanted us all to fail. They wanted us all to like basically drop to our knees and then say stuff, but then we win. And they generally believe they win, friends. And it was a win. It was a win. It was a win in terms of like, oh, all these people are getting these paid influencers showing everybody scams instead of proper stuff, all the CoinGecko, coin market crap, all the filtering and the rankings. That's the type of environment that it was in. You see, crypto market's very competitive, right? But at some point, you have to take a look back and go, well, you won with the price, okay? You won with the price. You don't need to go and chop everyone's head now. You won. That's where the curse starts. The curse starts after that point. Friends, it's kind of like if politicians gave you and me more power, and then the first thing you do after like the politicians finally hand more power over to the people, the first thing you do is get a shotgun, you start blowing off all their heads. See what I mean? You're like, well, no, you already won. You got all the power. Like you don't need to go do that. That's the evil curse part. Like it's kind of like you fumbled the bag. You fumbled the bag. But the power of light and good fortune, it's come your way, and then yeah, it just turned out like, oh, was this buried inside everyone? That's where the curse part comes in. So we have that, and they dance on a casket, the funeral home. They feature a picture of Eric Wall here with loser on it, and that explains why. Why is Eric? Why isn't like the community? Well, you know, it's always there. It's always in the back of his mind, man. He's like, man, they printed out a large photo of his head, wrote loser on it, put it like a funeral casket to show like, hey, you're dead here. You're dead. Right, and there are other influencers there, like Box Mikey and stuff. Everyone out here either killed or maimed or bruised. And yeah, top signal stuff, right? Top signal stuff. Beep, 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 top signal. Don't forget, friends, there are also like, you know, other top signal things like NFT market. We're all going to make it. Remember that? Mark Zuckerberg's sister, Randy Zuckerberg, she ends up making a video. We're all gonna make it. You see that? We're all gonna make it, everyone. Down 99%. Straight after that, by the way. Yes, that was the final killer. That was the final killer. All right. Now, the curses, though, friends. You have to think about the curses, because if you want to go forward acting like winners and leaders, Right? You really got to take that on, man. I've got a fluffy microphone, okay? You've seen me. Straightest posture in the eastern hemisphere of Earth and the western, and the north and the south can come too. This square, this chair is still squeaky. But look what happens when you don't stick to those principles. After that point, right, the top signal, HEX drops down 98.6%, and that's combining them, EHEX and PHEX. Down 98.6%, ugliest looking chart. You also had, friends, other curses put in, which really dug the heels in. You had Richard Hart basically saying he's better than Satoshi, calls Satoshi a bitch. I'm just telling you now, man. You watch my video, friends? Yeah. Straight to curse hell. Go and talk bad about Bitcoin and Ethereum by their founders, Satoshi and Vitalik. Yeah, straight. Just letting you know so you don't curse yourself in the future. Don't worry. We still got the candle burning, okay? Don't worry. We're moving forward. We still got it here. Same reader's going to look after us. But just I want you to see what's going on here so you don't make that same mistake. And you'll be able to see it in this next cycle. Trust me, it's going to happen again. It's going to happen again with another community and you'll be like, uh-oh, I'm looking at future. I'm looking at dead men walking. Okay? Right now, look at also the level of cursing. HEX is down so much, you were better off losing your money in FTX, Celsius, and Luna instead of holding HEX. Yeah, that's actually true because of the clawbacks. So from 2022 low, HEX dropped another 70%. That's combined HEX, by the way. It dropped another 70% from that point. So you were better off losing your money in FTX. You get your money back. You just get more of your money back, even at those lows. Same as Celsius. Luna with the actual airdrop stuff, you actually get more back. That's wild, man. How'd that happen? Luna with the airdrop is storing more value than... Yeah, man. That's how ravaged. That's the curse. That's the level of the curse. You see? Even like Do Kwon was coming out saying, yeah, screw the US dollar. Yeah, that type of posturing. Okay, you get butchered. But like, it shouldn't even be in the same discussion, by the way. Where's the Luna community? You know? That should show you how deeply undervalued it is. But it's a lesson, right? It's a lesson. Furthering the curse. Richard Hart gets targeted by the corrupt SEC after spending a year of outrage marketing that literally does nothing for the price. That's him, the fat dude twerking on stage and all these other stuff. Louis Vuitton things. Literally does nothing for the price. Just makes everyone hate him more. And then he has to literally backpedal on the outrage saying, the old me is dead now. Okay. HEX influencers got targeted by the SEC. Yeah, they actually came out targeted. The HEX Toys guy. Other people got targeted. Hexologists got targeted. They had to ask the community for money, right? Just to fight them off. Because it's the corrupt SEC were in disbelief. They did not believe that many people were doing this stuff unpaid. Just to let you guys know, for your friends and family. Yeah, so there is a silver lining here. There is strong fundamentals. The corrupt SEC, those cockroach scum, were in so much disbelief that they thought everybody was getting paid. Nah, it's actually one of the greatest cults ever. One of the strongest, most powerful cults ever. Crypto community. You see? So yeah, they're on this belief. Friends, still today, they are checking the chains, trying to find all the payments. There are no payments, brother. Okay, there are no payments. You see? By the way, once you start paying for people, you can never get a cult like this. You can't. Because once you put a price on it, it breaks the paradigm. All right. If there is no price, then the price can be worth, it can be worth 0 or infinite. You can't put an attachment to it. That's basically the Joker card play when it comes. If you pay for nothing for something, it could, you know, friends, like, you know, say laughter is the best medicine, right? It's true. Like, you know, so if something has a 0 price, you know, it's either as useless as a brochure that you just want to throw out, or it's as powerful as like love or laughter or friendship. I'm wearing a Bulbasaur hat just for you, by the way. Right? Furthering the curse, Richard Hart gets gagged, all right? Gagged from streaming for 2 years or more. Still ongoing, right? The world's biggest airdrop, literally a complete miss. Yeah, man, I think it's safe to say it's been, what, like 15 months since launch. You get to see. And I explained to you, well, the world's biggest airdrop was meant to target existing coin trading volume activity, which doesn't happen. No one gives a shit about Uni or Link or Aave or any of those. They don't. Instead, people have gone to make new meme coins, new communities, new memes, all right? And if Richard Hart was thinking about, hey, if he was on the ball, which is impossible to be on the ball in 2021, that's what I'm telling you. But if he was on the ball, he would have done what Solana did. There are meme coins. He makes a pump.fun for PulseX. Everybody can launch a coin, and then there is a fee made, and that fee from pump.fun, everybody can launch a coin. That goes into, say, the buy and burn for PulseX as well. You know what I mean? That's something to think about. But it's very counterintuitive, right? He's like, hey, I'm making my coins for you to speculate on store of value. I don't want you to go gamble in somewhere else. But if he was on the bar, you see, it's literally it's not on nobody's agenda to even think like that. It was impossible to guess from the 2021 year. Furthering the curse again, his Ethereum trade, right? So Richard Hart during that time, just to tell you, friends, this is serious, right? This is serious. Everyone's paying the price for this stuff still now. Remember, we can overcome anything, okay? I've lit the candle. I'm telling you, we can overcome it. But Richard Hart, this whole way, stays turbo bearish on markets, okay? Even your friend told me I'm bullish, bullish, bullish. He's still turbo bearish. He's like down, down, down. And then he comes up here. He goes, oh, I've drawn a resistance. We might come down. He's basically saying that. Nah, it keeps going up. It just blows him through. And then it's very obvious he wanted to buy Ethereum at $500. I think it's very, very clear and obvious he wanted to, because he didn't even think $1,200 was good enough, or $1,000. Okay, so he didn't want to do that. And if you really think about it, some people say, well, but maybe he didn't have the legal authority. No, but what about the other way? What about he wasn't in like more panic mode or rush mode later on? He's like, oh crap, I've got to get into Ethereum so everybody knows the plan. Maybe it was that. You see, maybe that's his perspective. He's like, well, the corrupt SEC has to know that like I'm doing everything to help people out, so I've got to get into this ETH. But buying the ETH at 3,800 or 3,900, and it's down like, yeah, it's down 14, 15%, whatever it is up here, 3,800, 15, but it drops down like 26%. You get to see like more cursing has been going on. Don't forget, this is lifting now. The power of candles. If you have a candle in your home, start lighting them. Light every candle you can get. So, remember, let's look at this. You got an astronaut suit dancing on the coffins and stuff. See, you have here, shout out to Box Mikey. You have Crypto LARP. Maybe he deserves it. you have Peter McDormand. See all of these. You could tell it's everybody saying, this is my revenge for you talking bad on us. Yeah, you win with the price go up, man. You know, you win. Friends, it's even in the Bible. Turn the other cheek. You know what I mean? That's how you win. That's how you win. Because you've only got limited energy per time and day, right? So think about this. Every time you raise your hand to swipe with a sword, well, that's one less hand that you can literally place on somebody's shoulder out there to hug. So just think about this for next time. That's all I'm trying to tell you. And yes, the crazy skits guy with the peanut brain is preaching. Friends, trust me, I want blood too. I want to go for vengeance. You know what I mean? Just see me in the comment section. Get this. Where's the spoon? Where's the spoon? Where's the spoon? I'm just telling you. We're gonna drop the coffin dancing next time for you. All right. So it's taken 3 years, still rinsing out the bad karma and the curses. And I've explained in my earlier video, but I'm gonna repeat to you: if HEX was as every other shitcoin was, it would be about 7 cents today. Why? That's about between 90 and 80% down. So it's between 5 to 10 cents. Let's just say 7.5 in between. HEX should be 7 cents, 8 cents right now. It's not. It's down 90% lower than that. Right. Also makes you think, right? Because, friends, we've got to get some bullish sprinkles in here. Remember, I'm doing combined HEX. Combined HEX, friends, is here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get this horizontal line and just show you where combined HEX price is. Because remember, this is just the EHEX price. So combined HEX is actually here. And yeah, it doesn't look too different on a freaking on a linear chart, but combined HEX being down here, you got to think about this, friends. Like you should be 8x higher, just like if you weren't cursed. Okay, if you weren't cursed, right? So if everybody starts lighting candles, friends, pray to Buddha, pray to Muhammad, pray to Jesus, pray to all of them. Okay, combine them all to one big superpower. Just throw them all in. Okay, we're going to use every good luck charm we can get. It's pretty good, by the way. Look at that discount. That's why, friends, I know, I get, trust me, I get the same phone calls and messages you get. Like, oh, it's bad, it's bad. Nah, man, I know it sounds bad from you, because your perspective, because going down means like bad, but like, no, going down means cheap. I know it's just like, it's horrifically cheap so much that, it can make someone question if they don't know about the 4-year cycle and stuff moving up over time. Now, here's the thing, man. On this chart, friends, look at this. We entered this cheap zone at like 5 cents. See that? Like it's been like 5 cents. It's just crappy that it's gone like down to here. But look how it doesn't take much, man, to just go back the other way. It doesn't. Look at that difference. See that on that chart? So look at that. See that difference? That is the difference between, hey, I started getting bullish here. All right, sweet, you're DCA buying. And yeah, you can get DCA buy here. But you're playing the whole cycle, man. You're playing the whole cycle. And like, yes, let's say you think, okay, we can only retrace 50% back from the top. That is a 25-cent hex. So where would that bring us? That would bring us, let's say, I can't get the exact measurement, up to 25 cents. That's a 32x. That's a 32x, man. So if you can retrace that 50% mark, I don't know if it will or it can, but 32x. It's good. But yeah, I know no one feels good because we don't want everybody to be given these free 32x's. That's your curse, but man. Your curse is every single person you spoke down to can buy cheaper prices in the whole community 3 years from now. And they're non-believers. So that's what happens. And don't worry, there's going to be a couple of cursing coming to the Bitcoin dominance way soon. So no one's immune from just any man. Look, I've lived enough years on this earth to know that karma's real, curses are real. Okay, I don't care who the hell you are. Oh, scientifically, mathematically, shut up and take your calculator. You can't add a peach with an apple and a banana and a Batman symbol. You can't add that together, okay? It's a fruit bowl of friendship. So your calculator can go to the left. For now, we know. Don't send bad stuff out into the universe. It comes back out, all right? You send good stuff, though. Look at these other curses that came. Look at this. Matty Allen got into a car crash at the end of 2022. Yeah. At the same time, I'm telling you, man, this is real, man. Matty Allen got into a car crash. He literally, while he was touring, I think he was driving somewhere, he got into a car crash and was streaming. I think he mentioned it. He received a letter at home. And that was the corrupt SEC coming for inquiries. What are the chances? It's like the universe just sends these skulls flying out, these bad curses. Yeah, and he gets hit. He ends up in hospital. I think he ends up in hospital. I was praying for you, Matty. I'm glad you're all right. See all these skulls flying, friends. You play any action game, any like Japanese samurai game, there's always a skulls flying part. You got to jump the skulls around. Can't get hit by the skulls from the boss. Dark Souls especially. Fireball skulls every time. Also Sekiro. Now, Karim recently, friends, as we see, he had $200 million net worth at the HEX highs. Is now begging for court bailout money for the community in a court case. Even Richard Hart says, hey, y'all, come and help him out. Yeah, look, if you're doing well, go help him out. I know for a fact, though, most of this community, they're only in Richard Hart coins, and they're down 98%. Okay, and they're pooped. Now, also, I got to throw in this in, friends. Every single time I say it's down 98.5%, people then say, you're wrong because nobody bought the top. No, bro, you know exactly what everyone's talking about, man. You know what everyone's talking about when it comes to this price chart stuff. You can't say we have the best performing price chart and then just remove the top part because no one was able to buy. Okay, well, stop measuring the 10,000X from the bottom. No one was able to buy that. You know HEX only had $5,000 of volume on the HEX bottom lows. $5,000 of volume. So it is what it is, man. That's what happens in extremes of markets. So there is no winning or losing when it comes to this. It is what it is. I'm just telling you, don't do coffin dances. Okay? There were other HEX influencers as well who will remain nameless. They went through horrific divorces, family split-ups, and other hurtful life events. So yeah, that came part of the cursing as well. It's just horrific. So moving forward though, friends, I mean, look, you see all of these are backwards looking. All right, these are backwards looking. If you want to know, like people want to know, hey, why is HEX at 0.7 of a penny when it should be 7 cents? Why? It should be 10x higher, and that's still the shit line floor, the poopy floor. Why isn't it there? Well, there you go. We're cursed. We were cursed for the past 3 years. I've lit the candle now. Still burning. Okay, it's going to take a while to clear all these skulls, the flying skulls, friends. We're going to be all right. There's 170 content creators, 70 streamers, you know the drill. There's 2 conferences per year, loud megaphone. You have big key information asymmetry. There's 170,000 ETH sitting in a wallet, probably going to rotate in. But yeah, you need Ethereum ETF to go up. We need that part. It just takes time. And yes, also, The total ecosystem, what is it, like 2 billion for everything? It peaked at 45 billion. So even if we remain diluted forever, that's a 23x in price increase from today, just to get to the HEX high of 2021. The size, 23x. That's just to get to the HEX high, man. So that's, to me, it's showing you we're still cheap, and it is what it is. Now, friends, I want to play some nice groovy music just to throw it off. So hopefully, right, these next few years, they're going to be more clean and purified. The types of personalities that Richard basically attracted, maybe they're like reflections of himself. Yeah, that is obviously long gone. Long gone. I mean, I've made 3,400 YouTube videos. You know, I'm absolutely nothing like the whole, let's shit on everybody, guys, that type of mentality, even when we win. I don't do that, right? I've got a fluffy microphone. A lot of you out there have fluffy microphone. You got fluffy slippers. I've seen some of your socks. Very fuzzy, very proud. And we've been fighting all the bad curses out here. Will there be a return to glory again? Yeah. Is it going to be humble Richard? We'll see. We'll see. Has he learned? Right. I'll tell you right now, friends, I know for a fact how these guys think. And because they're human too. They want to relive the nostalgia. Trust me, they're thinking about it every day. Right. I'm sure Richard, he misses everybody graveling on his feet. Saying, you are the greatest, you are the greatest. He ain't getting messages like that now. He's getting messages like, oh, it really was a scam. Oh, the traders won. Oh, staking was the worst decision of my life. That's all he's seeing every single... That's why he's blocked 300,000 people, friends, because they can't hear it anymore. If you notice, a lot of the people who do most of the blocking on Twitter, they're either weak-minded or they weren't weak-minded. They were overly strong-minded in one thing, and then they can't live with the fact that someone's whispering in their ear every day that you suck, basically, and you got it wrong. And then you've paid, and people are paying a big price because they actually believed in you, right? So that's what it's come down to. Now, the PulseChain community is on cycle number 2 as a community. Yeah, we can say the coins are cycle number 1, but this price chart does not say you are a new coin. They're not. Just being honest with you. Okay. Yeah, I thought we had a chance. I thought we had a chance last year. Then Corrupt SEC basically said, no, you don't. Okay. I thought we had a chance. Also, we need a 4x just to get back to break even against Ethereum. We know that. So we got a long way to go. The PulseX to pulse ratio is actually doing nice though. But yeah, look, friends, I'll be honest. I would not be surprised if this ratio going up is Richard doing some wallet buying in the background. I wouldn't be surprised if people find out that there's some wallets who are selling Pulse to buy PulseX. He's like manipulating the ratio himself just so it's easier to bring it back up because of how heavy it is. You got to remember, he inserted $14 million here and we literally wicked down instantly. $14 million just to PulseX. That's how heavy this thing is. Now, baby dolls, we're going to have to play the Halo music. We have to. All right. We are now ushering away the bad curses. We've lit the candle. Still going. It's still going. I'm telling you. Patron saint of impossible causes and impossible cases. Now, after all of these events, I'm telling you, they're backwards looking. You got to remind yourself of that. They are backwards looking. If you are trying to drive by looking at the rearview mirror, you're eventually going to hit a tree. Right? So your goal is to always think about future. Yes. Now, obviously, we underestimated how deep and dark the curses would be back in 2022, but you wouldn't have known that. You couldn't have possibly known that, but now you can see. Moving forward, I think the growth rates are fine. We have the total industry. It's about 2.5 trillion-ish. It's got about a 4x to go, 4 or 5x. Maybe Ethereum's got about an 8 to go. Remember, 8 for Ethereum. So hopefully, if Ethereum's got an 8, you know, PulseChain, just to let you guys know, if Ethereum does an 8, PulseChain has to do a 32. Or else you've lost money from July 2021. when you could have just held it. You had made more Ethereum just holding it, made more money holding Ethereum. But I don't know if Ethereum will do 8. That's a big number. Maybe it only does 4, which just brings up to $14,000. If Ethereum gets to $14,000, well, still, just to let you know, PulseChain has to do 16x from today to be break even. 16x from today. Break even, friends. So if PulseChain does a 15x from today, when Ethereum is at $14,000, you've literally lost money from July 2021 because you gave Ethereum in and the Pulse ETH ratio is actually down from July 2021. So you need it to be higher. It's counting on it being higher. And don't let anybody tell you not to look at these ratios because I've given you thousands of examples of why. It's actually the true measurement of stuff. It's literally how Ripple convinced the XRP Army to keep holding forever because XRP has been bleeding against Bitcoin and Ethereum forever and Ripple are just dumping the inflation. But it's just tracking a USD range price when really all they're doing is dumping the highs. It can't match BTC. Hopefully that changes around for the Ripple Army. I pray it does. So there are still, 70 streamers, all their content creators, 2 conferences per year. You have the strong cult members out here carrying the megaphone and a fluffy microphone here too. And that candle is going to take us a long way. You saw it though. You saw it. What happens at those tops of Euphoria. There will be other coins that experience it this time. It won't be PulseChain Community. Maybe we have a bit of this happening in like one of the altcoins of PulseChain. Maybe. But you see how fast it is to turn. Like you just saw pDAI get murdered 85% because one guy has 500 million pDAI and he's just dumping after minus 70% down. He's dumped it down even harder. So yes, praying we get to those glory times. To make it though, you got to believe. Is this the only way you got to make it? The only way to make it through, friends, is to believe. It is. How cheap PulseChain is versus everything else, everything's still the same. But if you wanted to know deep down, why are we worse than everything else? Why that? That makes no sense. I know it makes no sense, but this curses make no sense either. It's kind of funny though. If you tell people, we're down because of like, oh, the market's down. But they say, no, we're down more than we should be. Why? And you say, oh, a couple of dudes, Curse the Sword, did a Coffin dance video in 2021. They're like, oh, that makes total sense. I'm sure people can figure that out. That makes total sense. But, man, think of, friends, when my closing comments for you, when people think about technology and crypto and what's actually moving the industry forward, do you want to know what they actually always refer to? They refer to ChainLink. Yeah. They will always, whenever someone's talking about coin that's doing something different, that's enhancing the industry. Because ChainLink, remember, they got oracles and it's helping the future of finance literally be built on the rails because they're making complicated applications that you can't source all the data just from the chain. You need outside stuff. It needs to all go in one place. All the chains need to cross collateral and money with each other. Banks have to move money in the future and it has to be 100% valid and secure. Now, after hearing all that, ChainLink, the CCIP bridge being built, you have Rocco Negro, you have all these insiders, you have Eric Schmidt, who is one of the early Google guys. He's bullish on ChainLink as well. He's on the advisor team. You have all of these. And then ChainLink is still down 91.2% against Ethereum after 1,470 days since August of 2020. It's literally coming on its 4-year. It's coming on 4 years, friends. That's how disgusting it is. Wow. It has actually been 4 years. Whoa. Link ETH is down 91% after 4 years. Straight down only, not even a bounce. Was it cursed? They're dumping all the inflation. I've told you too many times now. The only way to make us to believe. Don't doubt. As soon as you doubt, it's over. The 4-year cycle, friends. Mr. Russell 2000, the money printer. This is how people made it in the past. Look, I'm not saying it's all going to happen again and we're all going to go up. I'm not never say that, okay? Because I just don't know. Always remain skeptical. But I'm just telling you now, if you go back to 2012, 2016, 2020, every single cycle, you go back in time and you match where we are today, we were not meant to be moving. Nothing was able to move. Nothing. 99% of the industry, dead. It's just Bitcoin. Bitcoin has to charge first, then everything happens. But we're actually very close to that time. So even though we saw the HEX cursing and everything else, yeah, man, it is like frick. It's August of 2024. The time of friendship, as you've seen, is nigh. It's very, very close. It is on that others BTC ratio, which is right here. And we are due to experience that up only part. We're due to experience it. If you want to know exactly, I mean, like, it's literally just freaking up only for 133 days in a row. Tops out December. I don't know if it's going to top out there, friends. Whatever just goes slowly up, but it tops out in a year from now. Pretty much, though, you can't get worse than this, okay? You literally, where we are today, you can't get worse in the cycle than like this part. This is bad. This is bad, all right? Besides a year ago. Yes, besides a year ago. We're literally at that double bottom part. That is altcoins versus Bitcoin. Fingers crossed. We're going to make it through. Once again, the candle's still burning for us. Make sure you like, subscribe, belly button all. Don't forget he loves you. Catch you soon.